Hello again, road warriors. Oh wait, that's me. I don't know, some of you might be on the road. That's kind of cool. Well, it is day 3 of our cross-country adventure. I think we're gonna actually get to our destination tomorrow. Probably could have got there today, but we're gonna just take it easy. We're making a detour. We're going, we decided to stop up off in Michigan because Michigan is the closest state where cannabis is legal. So we're gonna hang out at this. We're heading to this place called Kalamazoo. Kalamazoo, y'all. Canamazoo. What's up, Rags? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, so that's where we're heading right now. In fact, that's going to be my ending destination for the stream. I think we're about 45 minutes, 50 minutes out. So I'm going to try and stream for that whole time. We'll see how that goes. My phone battery, y'all, I just got this new phone. I got it on Amazon though. Like I got an unlocked phone on Amazon and the battery sucks. Just as bad as I had an iPhone 7 before this. I've upgraded several steps, but the battery life is terrible. I'm glad I didn't I was gonna upgrade to like a get some new phone, but I'm glad I didn't because I'm hopeful that the battery, because they're hiding this technology, right? That all of this, I think Rags, you guys were talking about this earlier, was military. This is where all the technology comes from. And all this stuff is already out and readily available. However, they are keeping it a secret. They don't want us to. And anyway, so I'm waiting for the next generation of iPhone battery. I think that's going to be their next big upgrade. At least I'm hopeful. We'll see. I am driving cross country with the fam because we are moving to Ohio for the summer. We're going to be in Sandusky hanging out for the most part. The boyfriend got a gig. He's a professional rollerblader. Living the dream, y'all. Who gets paid to rollerblade? That guy. Pretty dang cool. He's in the van in front of me. And we're back? Back? I think we're back. All 3 of you watching. Freestyle rollerblading. Yeah, hopefully I'm back now. So to answer your question, Rags. It's the coolest damn thing. He's like a show monkey. He's gonna be a performer at a theme park. There's a big roller coaster place up there called Cedar Point, and they have 2 different shows. So twice a day, basically in the evening. The first one is this crazy. I'm really intrigued to see how this whole thing plays out. But the first show they do in the evening is they're on a float. It's all these rollerbladers all together. There's like a team of, I want to say 8 of them. They're all together and they're going to be on this float that's going around the Cedar Point Park doing tricks and shit on this float while it's navigating through the roller coaster park. So that's the first thing. And then later on in the evening, they do another stunt show where they're at a performance stage and then they're just it's like half pipes and grinding things and whatnots that you do with your rollerblades. My online ghost, hello again. Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. We are on our way to ABCDEFGH. I got a gal in Kalamazoo. My grandmother used to love that song, and I remember her singing it when I was a little girl, and just like dancing. And there's another one. Oh, is it the same song? It's like da 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 da. No, it's a different one. I think this one is called "In the Mood," and it's like instrumental. Ya da 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 da. Ya da 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 da. A while back, I was thinking of getting tattoo cuffs. Instead of sleeves, just like cuffs here on each side. And I started it. Long story about the tattoos, but on one wrist, I wanted to have the, swing, the good old 40s swing, man. I wanted to have that note, just that chord, like the da 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 da. I wanted those notes around my wrist as a reminder, like in tribute to my grandmother, who used to sing that song all the time. She was smiling and dancing till the day she died, y'all. She just passed. It was probably, oh God, it feels like it wasn't that long ago. I want to say maybe 3 years ago. It's my dad's mom, Virginia. Oh, what a sweet, sweet woman she was. But yeah, she just had a great outlook on life. Dude, clarinet player right here. That's right. I played clarinet all through elementary, junior high, and high school. My poor dad, I don't know if y'all knew about band, in high school, if anyone else was a band geek, but they had band boosters at my school, and my dad was about it. Like, he was the band booster dad and like loved being a part of it. And I think it helped, so I was just gonna say trumpet. So I think it helped, or like he was reminiscent. He played trumpet in the Marine Corps. And my stepson plays trumpet as well. I'm kind of pissed because the stepson, he's playing trumpet in middle school. He started this year, here or there in Texas, it's 6th, 7th, 8th. So he started this year, picked up trumpet, and really ended up not liking it. He really wanted to do percussion. Rags, we're like here right now, like reading each other's minds. So he really wants to switch to drums, and they won't let him. Not only can he not change his elective, he can't change his instrument, because they gave him some excuse like, oh, well, if everybody wanted to switch instruments, we wouldn't have enough people to play the other instrument. What? That doesn't even make sense, man. Like, come on, he's in 6th grade. Like, let the kid pick what he wants. It's not even high school marching. Like, I mean, I could kind of understand in high school maybe because you do drumline and there's the field shows and stuff like that. But it's junior high. Let him switch to the fucking drums and do his thing. Like, it really irks me. And me not being, I'm not the mama, so I can't. I mean, like, his dad and I want to go to bat and see if they'll change it or if they'll make some kind of exception or something. But kids and their choices and the schools. That's schools I'm frustrated at. I didn't mean to say kids that way. It's the school system, man. If it was up to me, he'd be homeschooled, and he's about it, honestly. Like, he's such a active, he's a social kid. Like, he's very easy he loves making friends. So it's not like he'd be missing out on those social skills, Like, I really seriously want to just write a novel to his mother and be like, can you please just let us homeschool him? Because he would have such amazing opportunities in terms of the way because his father and I both have really free lives. We've chosen to live this way, and that's why I'm so invested in Hex, and I love this community so much, because y'all get it, Like, we're all on that same page where we want freedom of speech, we want freedom of movement. How much more free can you get living in a van? Freedom of movement, let me tell you what. And yeah, someday I want to go back to maybe living in a tiny house or something like that. But it's not like I don't have the white picket house fence. I don't have that dream. That's not. I already did that. Went there, bought a house, sold it. Done. I don't want to deal with that kind of life. So, to answer your question about the sports, Rags, he asked if a kiddo's involved in sports. He tried baseball. He's not a team sports kid. I think he gets that from his mom, in that he gets really frustrated and really down on himself. So I remember we watched, he did baseball for a season, and we went to some of his games, and if he missed, if he struck out, if he missed the, catching a ball or whatever, he was just I see his mom do this because she plays volleyball, and she even admits to it. She's like, oh, he gets that from me. It's just, he just gets so down on himself and can't Well, at least at the time, this was not within this last year, but the year before that. I think last summer he did it, and he just couldn't snap out of it, and wasn't really. It was too. He made it too much about himself and not about the team. So I think he'd do well. He wants to do track. I don't know if they're offering that at his middle school, but that's something that he really enjoyed in the past. So he wants to try and do that again. So yeah, I think track would be great for him. He loves Sonic the Hedgehog, so he's just like, oh, I gotta go fast. Like, he loves running around. It's great when I have, things to do around the house. I'm like, hey, take this over there. Go throw this in the trash can. It's fantastic. So yeah, a little bit about the kiddo. Let's see. Does mom really grind him if he screws up? I don't know, because I'm not there, so I would hope not. At least I remember, I feel like his father and I are a little more on the compassionate end, because since she already has that instilled in her, like he sees her. So whether or not she uplifts him after something like that or doesn't, she's setting the example, right? Like, when it happens, he sees her go into that mode, so he's kind of copying that attitude. And I just remembered how to do this. Where am I driving? I'm driving to ABCDEFGH. Got a gal in Kalamazoo. I'm gonna sing that at least 10 more times, so if you're not a fan, peace. Yeah, we're driving to Kalamazoo because it is the only 24-hour cannabis dispensary in the state of Michigan. And it's really funny, actually, because earlier when we started driving this morning, Deegan saw, I said his name last stream, so it's fine, dox the kiddo, Deegan. He saw that Kalamazoo was up here, and he goes, I want to play a kazoo in Kalamazoo. And how could I not take this child to Kalamazoo to play a kazoo? I have to. So now we're going for multiple reasons. We get to go have him play a kazoo in Kalamazoo and pick up some cannabis while we're at it. So let me see. I just figured out how to look at the comments after they've gone. So, oh, shout out to Christina Hype for sharing this link on Twitter. Indeed. Thank you so much, Tea Time, for talking about my hair. It's a little crazy right now, but we got the hex gradient up in there. Did go to a beauty school, so she kind of messed it up a little bit. I wish there was a little more yellow here, because then it'd be way more obvious. But if you look from up there, you can see the hex gradient thing going on. And then get a whole can of the Biss. I think I missed what that was about. Yo. Blue Bum, thanks for tuning in. I saw that you just recently, I don't know if you subscribed, but at the very least, you realized I had a channel. I appreciate that. Kalamazoo, my online ghost. That's right. That's where I'm going. Kalamazoo, y'all. That's so funny. In Bedford. Yeah, I've been reaching out, or shouting out anyone in this area. I'm gonna be up here for the next 3 months, and I love road trips. I love day trips. I love hanging out with Mexicans. I'm going to the Cubs game, so I hope to see some of you all there. And yeah, look at all these fun people up in this chat today. Tap, what's up? Good to see you too. Academaciated. Yes, I've seen you before. It's hard to, I gotta focus. But that's the good thing about being on the road and streaming in this case, is that it's a pretty open country road. I'm following the van, so I'm being aware and safe. I appreciate y'all tuning in. We are T-minus, I don't know, maybe 35, 40 minutes from the destination. And I love streaming at this time, just this like twilight kind of time. I think I might do this a little more often, especially because I really want to highlight van life and living simply, and how that ideal, I think, also does well with hex. I was talking about this, I think, a day or two ago, and I want to create a van life or boondocker hex group. I'm not exactly sure where to do it. I probably should start a Telegram. That's probably the easiest way to do it. I had thought to do a Twitter community in that vein, but I'm not really digging the Twitter communities. The spaces, totally different, right? Like Twitter spaces, big fan of that. I like the action that goes on there. I think they are invaluable, the conversations that happen. It's so cool that people can just kind of pop in and out and have questions answered and have these people who are willing to spend hours and hours, you know, just there on the channel listening so that they can be there and tell people about Hex and all these other things. Oh my goodness, tea time. How do you afford that? Are you a Hexican? Are you an OG? Because driving 50 miles each way to work, oh my goodness, that blows my mind. I can't even fathom having to do that. I love driving, but whew, that's a lot. Let's see, old school folks besides themselves, dispensaries in the area of Michigan. Nice. When did I find Hex? I found Hex just over a year ago, and that was much in thanks to Crypto Kool-Aid. He is a real life drum and bass friend of mine. That's how I know him. We met on the dance floor at our RIP Plush was the name of the club. Not RIP Plush. I'm saying RIP because it was a victim of the COVID pandemic. It got shut down because they just didn't make enough to keep it going. So the building is still there. It's a totally different club now, but we had the longest running drum and bass weekly in the States, I believe. Probably just in the States, because I'm pretty sure somewhere in Bristol or the UK, they've got it going on for much longer than us. But Kool-Aid had, prior to this, in 2017, I had bought Bitcoin and was interested in crypto in general. And so I reached out to him and I said, hey, I see that you're active in this, in this space, and I'm curious. So at that time, I diversified a little bit. I think I bought like ADA, maybe Monero, Cardano. I don't even remember. It was, it was so long ago. And I also don't remember because I did that and then I left the country. I mean, not the country. I moved from, at the time, Austin to Puerto Rico, and just forgot about it. I mean, I was like, well, it's just, and that's why I think I'm such a good Hexican, because I'm a hodler. I still can't say that right. I'm just gonna hold, and that's what I did, and I am pretty positive that I made a ton of money and then I lost a ton of money during the 2017 stuff that went on, because that's right around the time I got in. But again, didn't look at it. I didn't touch any of it until last year, and I was studying the economy. I started taking an options trading class because I was selling my home. In fact, I was just talking about that earlier. I had bought a house and then sold it, and the reason I sold it was I didn't know about Hex at the time, but I wanted to get out of debt. I had college student loans that I had been paying for fucking 10 years. It's such a nightmare, our education system. I cannot wait for Richard to fix the world. But I was tired of being in debt, and I also am a free spirit, obviously. I don't like staying in one place for too long. I love traveling, and I hadn't even been living in the house. I was renting it out the whole time, because at that time, I was doing this job. I was contracting with AT&T, driving around the country, testing cell phone towers. Real cool job. I was the "can you hear me now" guy. Basically, that's kind of a real job. So sold the house and knew that I wanted to be wise about my investments. I was like, this is probably, for me, at the time I thought, a once in a lifetime type of move, right? And just knew that I wanted to set myself up for whatever, retirement, life, all these things. And knew that I wanted to get a little bit more into crypto and figure out, okay, and I had this list. I was like, all right, I'm going to invest this much here. I'm going to pay off these debts. I'm going to, gosh, what was it? Oh, I had, contribute this much to a 401k. And at the time, I did not realize, sorry, excuse me. Look at that sunset behind me, y'all. It's beautiful. I didn't realize at the time that you can only contribute $5,000 to $6,000 to a 401k per year. So in my mind, I was like, oh, I'm going to just put a big old chunk in the 401k and, let it sit there. And at the time, of course, I didn't know about all the inflation, all the bullshit, just like that it would just sit there losing money for me, right? Like I didn't realize that. So thank goodness Kool-Aid, reached out to me. I think it was like a mutual thing. Like we both at the same time, we're like, hey, let's talk about this. And he was like, hey, remember all those coins I told you to put to diversify in? Forget them all. Take everything that you have in crypto and put it into Hex. So, and that wasn't much, to be honest with you. I think I had only invested a few $100s back in 2017. And then, like I said, it went up probably, and then it went down, and I just had, whatever was left. And so I put that in, and then a lot of that money that I was going to put in that 401k that I then realized I couldn't, that went into Hex. And so yeah, long story short, it's been a little over a year. In fact, I thought I had first bought in June, but I looked back into my wallets, and my first original MetaMask staking wallet, my first purchase was May 16th. So May 16th is my Hexiversary. So I got in around the same price that we are now. And to be honest, it wasn't that my first purchase was not substantial. So I got in a little bit at that price, and then have been DCAing in a way ever since. Like I've just been putting, the more I learned about it and the more I understood it and the more, I was just like, this makes way more sense than anything else. Why would I put my money in a 401k? Why would I put my money in a high yield savings account? What a fucking joke, y'all. What, it's like 0.6% or 0.06% high yield savings? What the fuck is that? Nothing. It's nada. It's nada. It's nothing. It's so dumb. And it's so sad to me that people don't realize there's another option. And we've been, many of us have been screaming at the top of our lungs. It's been crazy watching Kool-Aid because, like I said, we've been mutual friends, or we've been friends for a long time, so we have a lot of mutual friends. And it's been crazy to see him. It's been like this ebb and flow. So Kool-Aid goes and talks to our whole drum and bass community about Hex. Gets a few of us onboarded. Chris Side Effects, shout out to Chris Side Effects. He's one of Kool-Aid's onboards. Good friend of mine as well, drum and bass head, neurofunk technician. And, so Kool-Aid does his thing and talks, just like, yes, you got to do it, And he shouted at the top of his lungs for months trying to get people interested and into it. And like I said, a few of us got in, and then he was just like, all right, like I can only do so much. You can only do so much, It's like you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. And then so he stopped, and then Chris Side Effects starts, hey, you guys, you got to do this. He onboarded his whole family. That man is a machine. Chris Side Effects has onboarded a ton of people. And I don't think he talks about it. I don't think he gives himself enough credit, but he is doing a great job. He's onboarded his whole family, lots of our mutual friends. I think between Kool-Aid and then Side Effects, and then finally me, because I got in around the same time Side Effects did, but get as deep into it at the time. So, here it is, the third wave of someone else within our drum and bass community being like, Kool-Aid done told you, Side Effects done told you, SJ done told you. What else can I say? So yeah, just, circling back around, it's so frustrating that our financial system just sets us all up for failure and for bullshit gains. If you can even call it's not even, it's losses because of the inflation. you're not making money. Your money is sitting there losing money every day. And it's atrocious. So that's why I continue to move money from this high yield savings account into Hex, because there's nothing like it, y'all. And we are so early. And it's sometimes I think that I don't say things enough because I hear them, but I have to remember that my audience is not Rag's audience. It's not Brandon's audience. It's not Crypto Heartbeat's audience. And it's a little smaller, but that's okay. I don't, I'm not in this for the views or the whatever. I'm in it because I love this community. I love Richard Hart and what he's doing, and I think that this is really the way out. And if the way that my content comes across can reach other people who other influencers might not reach, then dude, like, that's what I'm about. And yeah, that was a little bit of a rant. But feels good. I am, it's starting to rain a little bit, so I'm trying to be a little more cautious. I got my sweet baby kitty here next to me, my little co-pilot. Davis says 99% of Rag's subs are bots. It's probably accurate. They don't like, subscribe, or comment, which is exactly what he wants, right? So it's fine. He loves those bots. So what else, y'all? Keep me entertained while I entertain you. What else can we talk about? Let's see here. It's been a long day of driving. We had a really nice evening. We spent the night just outside of St. Louis. And there was a really cool campground. One of my favorite things in the universe, because I did not grow up with them, are lightning bugs or fireflies. And the campground that we stayed at, it was so magical. You guys, after the sunset, the fireflies start coming out. Hopefully I'm back. I'm gonna slowly speak. So what I was saying before is, as it got darker and, after the sunset, there were all of these, it was like looking at little Christmas twinkle lights in the trees. Just all these little lights, just really like slowly blinking on and off all over the place. It was the cutest dang thing. So I just lost a bunch of viewers. Bad connection driving. It's all good. As I start talking about how I don't care about how many viewers I have. No, it's fun. I do this because I enjoy it, and if I can bring any kind of value to this community, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try as much as I can. And maybe what I'm really hoping is that as we continue this journey in van life, that brings a whole different element into Hex and what we're trying to do. And in fact, in my Instagram bio, I think, pretty sure it's on the Instagram, I say that I'm trying to get to FIRE, which is financial independence, retire early, via van life and Hex, because I love the simple life. I don't need a big fancy house or fancy nothing. I've just always kind of been that way, not into name brand anything. I don't go get my nails done or my hair did, except this, and I go to a beauty school to do this, which I was kind of complaining a little bit earlier that I wish there was a little more yellow in the front, but because why not just save a buck? Like, I think I'm similar. I've heard that Richard's kind of similar in that way, like you always kind of still want a deal. Like if that's the way that you are, like I don't think having millions of dollars, should that happen, wind pulse chain, I don't think that that's going to change who I am at my core, and the fact that I'm always going to be looking for a bargain. So let me see what I missed here. Yeah, the sunset's probably about to be gone. It's raining now. Rocky Balboa looking hoodie, thank you. Yes, I got this at a thrift store. Speaking of being thrifty, that's where I get most of my clothes. What do you think of RH's latest marketing techniques? Hold on, let me look at these stuff. I want a big fancy 50-yard bunker. If it's free, I'll take 3, K for K. So, Blue Bum, I really think that it's a show. I think that his techniques, honestly, if you see that the last one, the twerking one, I mean, that got a lot of views. It got a lot of attention. And I do think that there's value to it. I think he's doing because if he wasn't comfortable doing it, or if it wasn't, and I don't want to say that it's not like authentically him, right? Like that's kind of a weird way to put it. Because in a way, I do feel like he's kind of playing a character. Like he's doing it kind of in a trolling manner, right? Thank you, I will be careful. In fact, I probably won't read the comments as much, but yeah, I like it. So it's just short answer, Blue Bum. I like it. I think that it's fine and fun. I think that people are going to get into Hex either way eventually. And that's kind of where I see the beauty in it, is that he is just being kind of this obnoxious troll. And when Pulse Chain comes out, and even if it didn't, I know it's going to, but let's just say, even if it didn't, he's found his clown. He's playing a clown. He's found his clown. Yeah. I still think that Hex is going to do well. It already has. I mean, 100% uptime. It's doing its thing, right? Always up and to the right. Even now, it's been a year, we're still going to the right. So yes, John J. UK, absolutely. Must trust in Richard. He's a genius, okay, y'all? Like, I feel like out of the community members, no, I'm not going to say that. I think I am one of the community members who has really gone deep down the rabbit hole of Sci-Vive and Fix the World. I need to read Sci-Vive again, and I'm going to. I've been working on and working with Fix the World, so that's, to the forefront of my mind. But y'all, if you have not read these books, I can't wait for the Fix the World audio to come out, because I really think that that's going to improve his image. I think it's, to me, having been someone who's promoting his content in that light, promoting Fix the World and promoting Sci-Vive, it's a little unfortunate to me. Like, I feel a little like, because before Hex launched, I remember I don't remember. I've watched streams where he talks about how important Sci-Vive is and how important his self-help stuff is. But I understand his pivot, okay? I understand moving away from that kind of content to doing what he's doing with the way he's marketing this. And I think it's wise. I honestly do. I think he's going to get way more attention and way more eyes on himself if he's doing all this stuff with the cars and the clothes than if he were to just be doing the self-help stuff. So Richard has written 2 books, Sci-Vive, which most people know about, and there's another one called Fix the World. If you want to look at Fix the World right now, you can go to t.me/Sci-Vive, and you'll have to go to the files. When you click on the little Sci-Vive icon, there's a section that says files. Click on that, and then there's a little magnifying glass to search, and just type in Fix or Fix the World, and you'll see it come up. It looks, the way it's titled is that it looks as if it's the 11th chapter of Sci-Vive, but I think it says something like chapter 11 or book 2, Fix the World. It's a mess. It's a hot mess. So, just be aware that you're about to read a hot mess, because it's not edited. However, I have been working on an edited version, and it looks great, looks a lot better. It has 15 distinct chapters, and I'm pretty sure we're going to call it 15 Ways to Fix the World. I wonder what you all think of that. I wonder if I should like poll the audience like I did about SciVive. You know, ultimately, obviously, it's up to Richard. But I think that punches a little harder. But then I was actually laying in bed thinking about this last night, because it would be 15 ways to fix the world because it's 15 chapters. But then it's like within those chapters, there's multiple ways to fix whatever the thing is, you know? So it's more like 150 ways to fix the world. But we'll see. That's neither here nor there. So, oh yeah, let's see. Yes, SciVive is a more realistic representation of the true Richard Hart. You know, aside from his market, like he is not his marketing strategy. I think that's a good way to put it. It's been going down into the right since October. Like I said earlier, I don't know if you a little over a year ago. So I'm like, we're still going to the right. Let's see. Small trucking company. Yes, Davis. He says he's 33, owns a small trucking company, and believes that Richard is his way to financial freedom or fire. Absolutely, 100%. 100%. Yeah, 15 ways to fix the world, Blue Bomb. I like it. Yeah, definitely more manageable than 150. For sure. So yeah, I think we're gonna go with that. But yeah, I mean, Richard has already made millionaires. You know, one of the things that I tell people who I'm trying to onboard or that I'm interested in having, you know, this kind of conversation with, or that they're interested, you know, they're actually coming to me and they want to know about Hex, is I say to them, and of course, you know, you could say, I mean, yes, I should caveat this with the fact that there is always volatility, right? Like a stock, it can go down, it could go to zero, but that's highly unlikely. And if you think about it, anyone who got in pre-big payday or pre-penny, right? If Hex stayed at this price for the next 10, 15 years, they'd all still be millionaires, and they'd all still be getting the yield that they're making every day with their shares. So it worked. I mean, like he made this finished product that does what it's supposed to do. It's a beautiful fucking thing. So that's one of the big things that I'm like, hey, this is, I mean, I already know people who have benefited from this ecosystem, or not, you know, from the currency, from Hex itself. Hey, I have a question for y'all. I would love to. I'm actually on my way to somewhere where I will be parking. So yeah, and I'm following someone, so I am being careful. I promise. And I won't do too many more of these. I lied. No, I'm doing it. I'm just gonna keep going on. But again, I wouldn't be doing this if I was on a very busy road, because this is where I'm pretty chill right now. Following behind at a very safe distance. Got my head on a swivel. I'm a great driver. Chris Side Effects can attest to that. Yes. So, what else? We got rain on the road. I think I want to say I'm real close. I saw a sign that said Kalamazoo. Ooh, Kalamazoo Portage, next 3 exits. So I want to say I got another 10 to 15 minutes on the stream that I'm going to do here. And the person you're following is watching you live. Kind of. I was going to ask a question. I was going to ask, my battery's going low. I'm very interested in the legislation and the regulations that are going on. Ooh, Blue Bum, I'll talk about that in a second too. I'm on that page with Richard. He said, I'm going to paraphrase because I don't want to look, see, I'm being safe. Blue Bum basically just said that he thinks that Richard's pretty controversial because and I fucking love it. I'm all about that shit. Like, boobies, free the boobies. So in Austin, fun fact, in the city of Austin, It is legal to be topless. You can walk around, boobies out, no problem. And I love it. I've done it before. I used to wear a cape and go downtown dancing, topless. Cape only. Good stuff. I mean, I had pants on. Can't not wear pants. I honestly think that someday I'm going to end up at a nudist colony. Like, I love being naked. It's great. I also love open relationships. I'm totally on that page with Richard. Y'all, married. Been there, done that twice. Yeah, I know. Twice. I was super young the first time. Very, very young. And then the second time was, it was a nightmare. It was literally a nightmare. I ended up being with someone who was abusive, and it was terrible. So that one came and went real quick. But I have, and it's tough, open relationships or polyamory, different things. I'm not gonna, people have different definitions for all of it, and it's everyone's own personal journey. But I have had now multiple times where I felt happier being able to be with a partner who allows me the freedom to see or experience other partners. I remember there's this Bjork quote where she says something like, the world thinks that there's just chocolate and vanilla, but I want to taste all the flavors. Like, I'm so open to that idea of having more than one love in my life, because I don't think that you have a soulmate. I don't think that there is just one person that you're supposed to spend the entirety of your life with. That's not something that I agree with. I just don't fundamentally see that that's the way it's supposed to be. And I haven't really looked into this, but I also feel like because we were tribal, right? We had this like tribalism in our past. And, there were definitely various cultures that practice there's another word for it too. It's not just because there's polygamy, right? Which is husband or, one male with many wives. Polyamory just means many loves in general. There is also, I believe there's been cultures where there's been women, with like queendoms basically, with multiple males as their partners. And yeah, I don't know. I feel super fortunate that the person that I'm with now is on that page with me, that we are, in agreement. It's been a tough road for certain. We got out. I entered a relationship with him with the caveat that it was going to be an open relationship and that I wasn't anyone's property. A lot of that was out of having come out of an abusive relationship. And I do see what's the word I'm looking for? The value. I see the value in having a partner that you're secure with. And actually earlier today, I forget I think it's Jake, newer streamer, cool dude, big fan. But I saw him tweet something about, this girl says she's dating, it was like the woman posted about how important it was to her that a dude understood that he wasn't her only boyfriend. And he was just like, oh, this is terrible. You're dating, because if you're dating someone else where you're dating me, meh, forget it, bye, and that's fine for people. Okay. Like if that's the way that you are, because jealousy is a thing. Okay. You know what is also a thing though? Look up this word, y'all. Compersion. Compersion is the opposite of jealousy. And it is something that I have. For whatever reason, it has been instilled in me to have this elated feeling that my partner is with someone else and that someone else is filling a role that I may not be able to fill. I talked about this, RH Max and I did a stream together, and he asked me a question where it was basically like, what do you believe that not many people believe in or think is right? And that was my answer, is polyamory and open relationships. And you know, to be someone's everything, it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot to do for someone. And everyone has their own flavors. Everyone's got their own thing going on. But for me, I love to see I love to see my partner happy, whether that's with me or with someone else. I don't rollerblade. He loves rollerblade. If he finds himself a adorable girlfriend, because he's not awesome. Like, I'm about it. Like, have fun. Like, go enjoy yourself. Like, rollerblade with this chick. Like, you know, I'm cool with it. So that's back at it. So thanks for tuning in. Getting really deep into my personal life here on this one. But I'm okay with that. You know, I am an open book. And if I can bring a different perspective and maybe, you know, open someone's mind a little bit, or, you know, just give a different view on something, then that's another reason that I'm here. And I can't, you know, I'm going to tell this story. I came up into this hex world kind of like, I was in a different space. Let me start with that. I was really in a different space a year ago, okay? Especially about a year and a half ago. Y'all might not even recognize me. I was kind of a different person. And I remember, because at the time I was hey, it's Pride Month, y'all. I was very proud. Remember, because at the time I was hey, it's Pride Month, y'all. I was very proud, okay? And I was like, look, I'm going to come into this hex world and I want to be a safe space. Yes, I know that's a trigger for some people, that word. For the LGBTQ community. Now, since then, I've been very quiet about it because I've realized that the community that I've come into doesn't necessarily agree with a lot of that kind of rhetoric. And I have since then changed my worldview on several different things. Don't really want to go into all that at this time. If you want to dig, go for it, you know. But I'm still proud to be bisexual. You know, that's who I am. That's the way that I'm going to be, and I'm not going to hide. I don't want to hide that. But I'm also not going to, and this is something that I learned from Sci-Vive, and this is something that I wanted to this is where my worldview changed, is that I read Sci-Vive, I read Richard talking about how I can't remember all of the words right now, but he was basically talking about how that some of those terms can be more dividing, right? Like to for example, to make someone use pronouns. It was important to me. And I had these moments of like, you know, no, I prefer this, you know, but I never forced it on anyone. That's the thing, is like there's a difference between, like, you know, there's a difference between respecting yourself and who you are and imposing your views on someone else. So that's where I've kind of changed my worldview, in that I'm going to feel the way that I feel as a human, but I'm not going to make anyone else like conform to what I feel like they need to, you know, they need to say. Like, I don't know if I'm making sense with all that. So I am nearly at my destination. Didn't realize all y'all were going to be tuning in. It's getting dark and it's rainy, and I have just spilled so many guts, you guys. Yeah, I didn't really know if I was ever going to talk about that, because it's controversial for sure. Like, I don't think there's a lot of people in this community that have that perspective, or are on that part of the spectrum. Is that the word I'm looking for? You know what I mean? Like, I think that there are not a lot of people who will be very vocal about being queer in the crypto space. And I also, again, think that it's not something that I need to talk about. Yeah, that's my personal life. That's, that's where, I come from. And I wanted to share that with you guys because I feel like it is important for me to be authentic because I can't be anything else. I don't have a poker face. I'm not a liar. I'm not someone who's going to, say one thing and then do another. So I wear my heart on my sleeve and I'm an open book. So I'm going to just keep being me and doing that. I appreciate anyone who's watching this. I hope that if you do feel like, maybe you need to talk to someone or you kind of have feelings about what I'm saying here, feel free. My DMs are open. I'm fine about it. And again, it's not something I'm going to be talking about too much in life, but it's what's the word I'm looking for? Not providential, but it is Pride Month, and I don't go around, I don't have the flags or anything, but I love that. I do love that community. That was the community. So let me this may clarify it a little bit. That was the community that I was a part of before I came into Hex. So now I identify as a Hexican. My pronouns are Hexican. So with that, y'all, I'm going to end it here. I'm going to have to take some pictures when I get to Kalamazoo because I did get a little too carried away streaming and talking about all that, and I lost the van. So I got to find out where they're at. We're in Kalamazoo for the last time. ABCDEFGH. Got a gal in Kalamazoo. All right. I love y'all. I'm so glad to be a part of this community, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. You guys, take care. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.